Good evening, it's Joshua Taylor coming to you from my work site in North Bend, or actually Boston Bar. And I got this week off to kind of play, which is nice. Max, go lay down there. I don't want you tipping that camera. So today I've been working on, I think I can pull these out, they're dry. Making some new pipes. This is a refractory cement that I've used on to kind of lock the pipes into the 2-inch coupler. And the reason I use quartz is I can actually see the visual operation of the flame on the inside. So these are turning out good. This is a 1-inch quartz, clear quartz. This is 1.5 inches. Very, very expensive to buy. And tomorrow, once this is air dried, then I have to put it in the oven and bake it at about a couple hundred degrees for a few hours, and I think about 700 degrees for a few hours, and that hardens the refractory cement. I also made one out of copper. I have a hard time getting centered because I actually have to make a jig. It's going to be interesting to have a new line of pipes to work with. And what I'm hoping to do is, I'm going to just show you a standard swirl device. This is a standard swirl device, just soapstone with a bore hole through the center, and I have the stainless steel 19 gauge wire wrapped around it, just so it locks into the pipe. So I've made one here out of soapstone, and you can see the cuts in there. Got the cuts going to the right. I'd like to make another one with cuts toward the left, and this one goes into the smaller pipe. And the problem is, with the soapstone in these, it can't get it wedged properly, and what happens, the vacuum tends to pull if I have the swirl device here, the vacuum tends to pull the swirl device upward because it does produce a vacuum. So it's going to be interesting. So I'll make another one with the turns toward the left. Then I'll make one that's straight. And I'm going to see if it's going to actually work just with the lines cut on the outside. I can also use it that's open. So the swirl device will change the shape of the flame. It will change the frequency. I also made one out of fire brick, as you can see here, corded out, and that'll fit in this one too, so I can make a left and a right and a straight. So these are my core samples here. So this one happens just to fit in there, so I'll make probably 3 for each, a straight, and a left and a right, and see if it actually affects the output temperature, the shape of the flame, and the sound frequency. So tomorrow I'll be able to finish up these swirl devices. So as I was saying in the I think maybe the 11th episode of the Exodus Live 2 Live, that I don't know if I have this is my deal, my new deal that I made. Be careful that I don't hit that stuff. So I upgraded to a 2-inch input. This actually goes into the T on the joepipe assembly. And I'd like to get another fan that's maybe a centrifugal fan, because it has a little more pressure input than this marine fan, just a blade fan, right? But it does work to run the joepipe. I was able to actually fire up this little baby yesterday, and pipe gets up to about 800 degrees on the end, and heating up fire brick. I got it around 1700 degrees Fahrenheit. In the summertime, doing the same test, I'm about 400 to 500 degrees hotter. Maybe it's because the moisture and the humidity in the air gets cracked into H1 or H2 into hydrogen. But in the summer, when it's hot and muggy, these things work the best. And so tomorrow I'll probably do a test on this system here, so that you'll get an idea. Then on Tuesday, these should be done, so I can test these. Then on Wednesday, I'll be able to do a water gas test, where I actually use a bubbler to make a water gas mix, and then I pass it through this. This is the other half. The pipe actually goes on here. So I have my propane feed there. Then I got my auxiliary that goes into here, and I lost my cap there, where you plug the fuel line onto. So that's it, and it's been about 3 years or more since I've really got into the joepipe technology. So I'm hoping to increase the efficiency of the joepipe and study the different effects that these swirl devices have. Now this will probably crack with the heat, but you know, give it a try. There's times where my first swirl device that I made out of a stack of washers. I think it was 1.5 inches steel pipe, and I screwed it together and wrapped the wire around. And one of the effects that I got is that the 19 gauge stainless steel wire actually had electrical current going around that was visual, like a blue and white flame. It was so cool. I don't know if the oxide had something to do with it, but you can get different effects of the flame depending on what type of material that your swirl device is made. And one of the things I would like to try, I'm going to do a little research on it, is use the heat from this swirl device to run a Stirling engine. And I know they do make the commercial models, and I'm fairly certain that the joepipe is going to put out enough mass heat to run maybe a 10 kilowatt, maybe a 15 kilowatt generator. Be a nice clean heat. And my friend who I taught the joepipe technology to, his name is Don Stein. He's patented the joepipe technology. He wants to work together with me to take the spent exhaust from the joepipe, if you use that as a furnace or a generator or whatever, to take the spent CO2 and convert it back into syngas. So it's going to be a win-win situation. But in the times that we're coming into, people, you know, in the last 30 years, and the Lord's brought me to various peoples where I was able to have a foretaste of community, people working together, especially up in Ontario, in Uppsala, at the North Farm. They had 120 people there, and I think it was 84 and 86, I spent some time on the farm. It's beautiful when you get God's people working together, and that's what it's going to take these next 24 months, next 2 years, that the places of refuge are going to have to be built in North America and around the world, because we're coming into the Beast Kingdom. But it's going to take a people coming together by the Spirit of the Lord. And one of the places, things concerning the places of refuge, if you go out in the bush and just pick a spot, you know, just in the flesh, and with no direction, no leading of the Holy Spirit, and you pick a spot over here, it's likely that you're going to lose it, right? You're going to, because the places of refuge are going to have to be ordained. The land people are going to have to be selected by the Lord, right? And God knows where the safe places are, and that's what He's called me. He's called me many years ago to go forth to anoint the land. That He'll show me, okay, this is where He wants to set up a place of refuge, and to anoint the people. And without that blessing, it doesn't matter what spot that you pick, it's not going to work. There's not going to be a blessing on it. God has to be involved in it. But welcome to the joepipe technology. As I was saying, I'm getting back into the saddle with it, and it should prove to be very interesting. So tomorrow, if I get the time, I'm going to actually do the testing on the joepipe technology, so you can actually see it for yourself. This is Joshua Taylor, coming to you from my work site here in Boston Bar, British Columbia.